Okay guys, this is the first full video I'm going to do rather than a short. I'm going to do a full video on this build. This Hunchback model kit was sent to me by Frankie Loyal. If you don't know who Frankie is, he plays on Mayans MC. I met him at the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. He's a super nice guy. Turns out we're both geeks for this kind of stuff. And he said, look, I'm not going to build this. I'm going to send it to you before I head to Sturgis. And he did. So I'm going to build this kit. So if you open this thing, of course, it's a plastic model kit, kind of like back in the day. This is made by Polar Lights, but the original ones were made by Aurora. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this thing off so that all the mold release is gone, and then the paint will stick better. And by the way, I don't really have a hobby space. I just kind of have my paints on a shelf and in a case. I just work right at my desk. And then when I airbrush, I just go outside and I'm going to kind of clean all this off in Lucy's sink here. Get all that mold release off. It's all here drying off. Now, there's two versions. Some of the stuff is in glow in the dark. I'm not going to use glow in the dark. I always think it looks kind of cheesy. A lot of people love it. I did it when I was a kid, but okay. First thing I'm going to do is glue the head together. That's what the instructions call for. So I'm going to use this thin Mr. Cement. And take it sideways here and just... This glue actually melts the plastic slightly. But now I'm going to go over this with this thin and kind of fill in a little bit of the gaps here if I can. You can see the seam. We're not going to want that. I've got some putty for it. I have the Mr. Hobby. Not sure which one I'm going to use yet. Okay, so next I'm going to glue these arm parts together. I am not going to do the hands because I want to paint those separately. So now I'm just going to take and just sand basically just a little bit of this. So you can see that seam a little bit. Maybe I won't though. I use actual sandpaper for a second. Now I use the thicker glue because it doesn't dry as quick, but now I'm going to go back and do it with the thin on the outside. That'll be pretty good. I have some clamps, but I don't think I'm going to need them. You see it a little bit, and I'll clean that up. So I'm going pretty heavy with this thick glue. And if this was like a military model and I was doing like really small detailed pieces, I would not be using this thick glue. But I'm doing it because these are larger pieces and I really want to seal these gaps, as I said before. That's why I like doing both sides. Again, I'm going to take my blue thin. Sometimes I use clamps, sometimes I use tape, sometimes I use hemostats. Right now I am using my hands. So I finished the putty, I sanded everything down, and then I took it outside, used a primer or surfacer. Then I started to do airbrush. I used Pro Acryl on this project with a Harder and Steenbeck airbrush, probably around 15 pounds of pressure. Tried to make it look like wood as best as I could. And then, of course, I hand painted a bunch of stuff. And then this is the finished thing. Again, shout out Frankie Loyal for hooking me up, sending this to me before he headed off to Sturgis. Hope I'm making you proud. By the way, that chain did not come with the kit. I kind of pieced that on there from Michael's because it wasn't long enough, the rope that came with it. So I just kind of created that. I think it looks good though. I weathered it with some rust, and I think it came out pretty good. So hope you enjoyed it. If you want me to show you a more detailed build, let me know in the comments section. Take care of each other and keep rock alive.